Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Well, the attorney for Stephan Sterns has filed another motion on top of the 60 motions they filed earlier this month. They actually filed it today, which is Tuesday, February 18th. And I'm going to go through that one because this one is probably going to be heard pretty soon, I would think, in court, because it's kind of going to make all the other ones either public or not public. Alright, so this is the motion here. Again, it was filed 2/18 at 2:14 p.m. This is obviously the state of Florida versus Stephan Michael Sterns. And this motion is motion for closure of all pretrial proceedings. They want to make sure that no one can go besides the judge, the attorneys, the clerks, the people that need to be there. They don't want anyone in that courtroom before the actual trial. Yeah. So let's go through with this one. Comes now the defendant, Stephan Sterns, by and through the undersigned counsel, pursuant to the 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution in Article 1, 2, 9, 16, and 17 of the Florida Constitution, moves this court to enter an order closing all pretrial proceedings in this cause to the press and the public. So you can see how big this one truly is. Here is what they state are the grounds in support of this motion. 1. Mr. Sterns is charged with multiple counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, sexual battery with a child in 12 to 18, familial custodial authority, lewd or lascivious molestation, and unlawful possession of material depicting sexual performance by a child, 10 or more images. 2. This case has been the subject of unprecedented and highly prejudicial publicity and media attention in Osceola County, adjacent areas of Osceola County, and majority of the state of Florida, outside the state of Florida, and even internationally. I'm actually surprised they didn't say orange. They just put it all in that grouping there. 3. At every court proceeding, however minor or inconsequential, there has been extensive coverage by the press, as well as social media users on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, now called X, and Facebook. Hell yeah! We want justice for Maddie. Nobody else really was there for this girl. We are here for her. 4. It is anticipated that the press will continue to be active and aggressive in the coverage of all events and proceedings in this case. Yes, for sure. Again, it's all about justice for Maddie. 5. Counsel for Mr. Sterns intends to pursue numerous pretrial motions of evidentiary and legal significance to the preservation of Mr. Sterns' right to a fair trial. 6. The types of motions Mr. Sterns expects to pursue include but are not limited to motions to suppress, motions to exclude evidence, motions in limine of irrelevant and prejudicial testimony and evidence, and many other motions, which could include a motion for a change of venue if the media coverage of this case continues as it has, so that Mr. Sterns cannot receive a fair trial in Osceola County and most of the state of Florida. My question is, why haven't you filed the change of venue? Why hasn't she filed it, this attorney? To me, well, and they go on, I think, to say that they can't get a fair trial in this whole entire area here in Central Florida and possibly the whole state of Florida. I don't think that's completely true. I believe Osceola and Orange County and this area here, yeah, there's going to be a big amount of people who know about this case. But as always, there's people who really don't know about these cases. They could bring in a jury from Volusia County. Seminole County is a little close, but potentially Seminole County, Brevard, Lake County, and if need be, they could sequester the jury. But they could they're going to get a fair trial if they do the right questioning and the change of venue, or again, the getting a jury from another county. I mean, that's done all the time. I mean, we see it happening a lot more lately anyway. 7. Counsel for Mr. Sterns has already filed 3 motions to suppress, which various media users have read, dissected, and commented on extensively. And I know WKMG, WFTV, Fox 35, all of us here on YouTube and whatnot, we're going to continue to cover this case. And guess what? We have the right. That's what the public has a right, and the right to the media to cover this. 8. These motions will require testimony and discussion of the evidence in this case prior to trial. In some instances, this could involve evidence which may later be found to be inadmissible. Included in these discussions of Mr. Sterns' evidence will be Mr. Sterns' statement to the police, the medical examiner's findings, and potentially discussions on evidence relating to statements from minor children. Yeah, I mean, duh. 9. Public dissemination of these items of evidence will prevent Mr. Sterns from receiving a fair trial. Public discussion in the press, in the form of news stories, polls, letters to editors, and editorials will lead to an environment which will preclude Mr. Sterns from being afforded a fair trial in Osceola County and most of the state of Florida. 10. Counsel for Mr. Sterns feels there's no suitable alternative to measure to protect Mr. Sterns' right to a fair trial under the United States and Florida constitutions other than closure of all pretrial hearings. Wherefore, Mr. Sterns moves this court to enter an order closing all pretrial proceedings, or the alternative, all pretrial evidentiary hearings, or enter any other orders which the court believes will ensure Mr. Sterns' right to a fair trial. And this is his attorney here, Melissa Vickers. And that's his public defender there. And, of course, there is the certificate of service that has been e-filed with the clerk of court on the 18th of February, 2025. Yeah. So, I hope the judge tosses this out on its ass. I understand that she's doing her job. Okay, I want to put that out there first off. I understand that she is doing her job. But well, for example, look at the whole Kohlberger trial, the Idaho 4. That is a huge trial. Every single pretrial hearing, these motion hearings, every single one, except for a handful, they have all been aired, zoomed. It's all very clear. You need to have cameras in court. You need to have, it needs to be clear. Things should be available to the public. The public has a right to know and to help achieve justice for the victim, which in this case is Madeline. She's the victim. And by closing it out to the public, to the media, it's not, in my opinion, it's wrong. And thankfully, I know some of the big media guys, I mean, I'm sure all the local ones, like I said before, WFTV, WKMG, Fox 35, I'm sure every single one, as well as all the others, I'm sure Law and Crime, News Nation, I'm sure they're going to be filing their own, their own stuff with their lawyers to make sure that they can get in to these hearings, because that happens all the time as well. So, I mean, as a little YouTuber, I am looking forward to that for sure. But the bottom line is, she's doing her job, but we are here also to cover this to make sure that Madeline gets her justice. And we have a right to hear all this stuff. By locking out the media and the public and closing the doors. I mean, look what just happened last year with the Delphi case. Yeah, the public could come sit there. So many people could get inside. They didn't zoom anything. No audio. You couldn't have cameras in there. To me, that is hiding a lot. And Florida is big on being very transparent with these cases. So all I can say is I hope and pray that the judge is going to throw this one out the door, kick it to the curb, And again, I don't know why she's not just filed the damn change of venue at this point. That would make more sense to me. Or, getting a jury from out of the area. She's claiming the whole state of Florida. That's saying a lot. You could say Central Florida, ma'am, but I think even then, that's a little broad. So I mean, there's always going to be people who are not going to know the case. But sequestering and getting a jury from out of the county, from a couple counties over or what have you, I think that may solve their concerns on that. But let me know what you guys think of this one. Again, we still have to go back and go through all these other motions, which I will definitely be doing. I want to let you guys know that there will be a little memorial service celebration on Saturday, the 22nd, in St. Cloud, Florida, here for Maddie, and I plan on being there. I'm going to see if I can stream something. If not, I will have video, and I'm going to take photos and see as much as I can get covered. And I will definitely get you guys as much as I can. I don't do a lot of live streaming, but that may soon change. We'll see. And let me know what you guys think about that. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.